Welcome to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn. We are 2 out of 3 brothers reviewing queer movies and camp classics. Hello, Brett.
Hello, Lee.
How are you?
I'm good. How are you?
Good. We are going to talk tonight about a movie that we watched a month ago
Yeah, sure.
at Pride Movie Night.
Yep.
With Courtex.
Yeah.
And that is But I Am A Cheerleader. It's not I Am, but I'm a Cheerleader.
But I'm a cheerleader.
Starring Natasha Lyonne from Poker Face that we
Yep.
haven't finished watching.
Oh, that's true.
And Clea Duvall from Veep
Veep.
that I could watch again.
Yeah, true.
Interestingly,
And RuPaul from that show.
recently Variety said Julia Louis-Dreyfus's performance in Veep was one of the best TV performances of all time,
Yeah,
which we might chat
I
about
understand.
in a future episode. No mention of Clea Duvall's performance in Veep in that list, though.
Ah, well.
Let's have a drink
Shall we?
while we chat
What have you
about
got me?
this movie. We have a Moondog Fizzer apple cider tropical flavour.
Okay.
And
Apple
Moondog.
cider blended with juicy tropical fruit.
Yep. Moondog, which is just down the road from Pride of Our Footscray.
Yep.
Apple cider blended with juicy tropical fruit. They love doing flavours stuff.
They do.
Cheers. Oh. I feel like I got each flavour individually.
Definitely gets you with the tropical first.
You know when Violet eats the 3-course meal gum in Willy Wonka and the Chocolate Factory?
Mashed potatoes. That.
I'm tasting peach. I'm tasting pineapple. And then, oh yeah, it's based on cider.
And then, I'm going to die soon. Like that in Willy Wonka. Okay.
Yep.
You know who didn't die?
Clea Duvall or Natasha Lyonne.
Anybody in this movie.
Or their characters.
No, nobody in this movie died, I don't think. Which is a refreshing change for a movie with gays in it.
No, it's lesbians.
Okay.
And, you know, lesbians don't get AIDS.
No, they don't.
So they all live.
Yeah.
So, But I'm a Cheerleader, 1999.
Yeah.
Good year for Natasha Lyonne. She was also in American Pie,
She was.
which was a much bigger movie, but we'll get to why that might have been
Yep.
later on when we talk about ratings, etc. Natasha Lyonne, Clea Duvall as probably the leads.
Yep.
And Kathy Moriarty, who I love.
What have you seen her in, Lee?
I don't know, but I love her.
I only can picture her, I'm pretty sure, in Casper.
Oh, yeah.
Is it her?
I saw an
Yeah, I
interview
think that was
during
her.
the week where Christina Ricci said that she showed her son, Casper, when he was about 3 or 4 years old.
And now he's got a crush on Devon Sawa.
And then the next day went to school and was telling everybody about how his grandfather lived in a haunted house.
Oh, poor Bill.
And she's like,
Paxton.
I think it wasn't too early because it was scary. It was developmentally too early for him to realise it was a film.
Right.
And not Mum's Home Movies.
Yeah.
Anyway, RuPaul
RuPaul Charles.
is in there as an ex-gay Mike. Kathy Moriarty runs True Directions.
Yep.
Not to be confused with New Directions from Glee.
No, or One Direction, the band.
The band, which was apparently originally going to be called True Directions. That's not true. We're going to have another name. And then they're like, there's already a band with that name. So we're going to call it One Direction.
Okay.
Yeah. New Directions.
Are you talking about Glee or the boy band?
All right. I've confused myself.
Anyway.
It's like that meme I saw the other day of that moment in Austin Powers 2 where he's talking about going back in time, but he's already frozen back in time. And then, I've gone cross-eyed.
I've gone cross-eyed.
Yeah, so I'm going to stop saying New, True, or One Directions.
No more directions. We're
The
directionless.
Conversion camp in this is True Directions.
True directions.
And staff wear T-shirts that say straight is great.
Yep.
The girls have to wear pink.
The girls wear pink, the boys wear blue.
And the boys wear blue.
Correct.
Mink Stoll from Hairspray
She's good.
is in there as Natasha Lyonne's mum.
Yep.
Bud Court.
He's very good too.
I don't know what he's from, but he plays the father of Natasha Lyonne's character, Megan.
It's a very good cast.
Yeah, because also Rufio from
Rufio from Hook.
Hook
Yeah.
is in there as a gay.
Yeah.
So it is a good cast.
That's-
not that
yep.
Dante Basco has done a lot other than those two
No,
things.
and neither has Douglas Spain. I just
Do you know
picked
who
that
is
name
in
at
there?
random.
Michelle Williams.
Michelle Williams. So there you go. There's
She
some
plays
iconicness.
she plays a cheerleader. This I've got to remember. You know, I'm starting my thing of like naming obscure movies that people are from.
Oh, yep.
I'm going to have to remember to say Michelle Williams from But I'm a Cheerleader.
Well, now you can say, instead of saying Serena Williams from the US Open,
Oh, yeah.
can
Serena
say-
Williams, the greatest tennis player of all time.
yeah, you say, oh, Serena Williams. Oh, from that one episode of ER. She was in an episode of ER.
You're going to say Serena Williams from the Super Bowl halftime show.
No, not her. That's much less obscure than an episode of ER in season 12 when it kind of went downhill a bit.
I watched Charlie's Angels,
Okay.
the original movie one
Okay.
of Lucy Liu, Drew Barrymore, and Cameron Diaz.
Yep.
And I've decided I'm going to say Bill Murray from Charlie's Angels.
Okay.
And there was one other person.
Matt LeBlanc.
Yeah, he's in there.
Yep.
Crispin Glover.
Sam Rockwell.
Sam Rockwell. Crispin Glover's in there. So I'm going to say Crispin Glover from Charlie's Angels.
Okay.
Even though everyone knows I'm the Back to the Future guy.
He's in something else. He's in a few things. Anyway, you know what he's not in?
But I'm a cheerleader. So, it was the first feature film for... Not ever. The first feature film after a couple of short films by director Jamie Babbitt.
Jamie Babbitt, yep.
And it was inspired by her mother. Well, yeah. Her mother had a halfway house called New Directions. I don't want to get
From
stuck
Glee.
in the loop again.
Okay, now we're talking about directions.
For drug and rehab. And then she saw a doco of someone that went to a conversion camp and came out hating it. So then decided to write a comedy
Yep.
about those things
Okay.
and came up with True Directions and then worked with Brian Wayne Peterson, the screenplay, for this movie, But I'm a Cheerleader.
Yes.
It's very funny. It's a cult film,
100%.
100%, and to the point where it's the biggest crowd Pride movie night had. Because it just brought people out because of its cultishness, and you don't get to see it much. Like, it's not on a streaming,
No.
and it's not, getting a theatrical re-release like some other big
No,
movies.
it's like 25th anniversary. We won't worry about this one.
Yeah, we missed
There
that
were
one.
bigger ones in 1999.
They're what? Like American Pie,
Yep.
which Natasha Lyonne, as I said, was in. Controversy of those two movies compared. And Courtex
Okay.
talked about it at Pride Movie Night. It got a lower rating than But I'm a Cheerleader.
American Pie did.
Yes, I'm a Cheerleader originally was rated NC-17,
Okay.
which is the highest level before porn, basically.
Yep.
X-rated. What we used to have in the 90s here as AO, I don't know if you remember that.
Well, then what's R?
Adults only is restricted to 18 plus.
Then what's X?
Porn.
So do they have R in the States?
They have R in the States, but that's below NC-17.
Oh,
Yeah.
weird. They're fucking weird there.
So they have PG and PG-13, and then R, and then NC-17.
Okay.
So over here, it would have originally got an R rating, and then they did a re-edit and got it taken down to NC-17, which would have been MA-15 plus here.
That's fine.
Here, American Pie got an M rating.
Well, that should be MA.
Yeah. And when you compare them side by side, and this is where Jamie Babbitt has been critical of the MPAA in saying that it was against homosexual content.
Yeah.
Because there is nothing really explicit in it. There is girls kissing.
Yeah,
There's a little bit of zapping under the blanket,
that's true.
but
It's just a lot of
if you
innuendos.
think about American Pie,
You know, he fucks a pie.
He fucks a pie. But there's also, like, at the very start of the movie, Eugene Levy takes the cushion off Jim's lap and his little stiffy is in the sock
Yeah.
And you don't see actual dick. It's just there. But that, I think, is more out there than anything in this. And you see boobs.
In American Pie.
In American Pie.
Yeah.
Lots of boobs.
You don't see boobs in this. You see the outline of boobs.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? You don't see actual boobs.
You mean a silhouette
Closed
of boobs?
boobs. Like in a top.
Oh, like...
but they've like zoomed in.
Zoomed in on
with
boobs.
the nipples.
Yeah. So there's... Yeah, that's a bit of the controversy around the rating of it.
Yeah.
Which, and you know, ratings then make... like lessen the distribution, lessen the people that can go and see it. Like I remember going to see American Pie. I was 14 at the time and I could go because it was M.
Yes, that's correct.
Because M is recommended for mature audiences.
But
MA is you have to be 15 plus.
Yeah.
And so like if that had been MA 15 plus or R, to be fair, my friend and I probably would have made it into MA 15 plus because half of our class worked at the cinemas. But less people would go. Parents might not be okay with their parents going to see it.
Yeah.
If it's rated higher. So that is the direct comparison of the MPAA potentially being homophobic. Do I need to say potentially for legal reasons?
No,
I probably
well, homophobic. I don't know if homophobic's the right word. It's just. It's. Okay, maybe it is.
Yeah. But I'm going to put potentially in front in case they sue us.
Okay.
But I'm actually saying homophobic.
Okay.
And if this gets back to the MPAA and they sue us, that's great.
Great.
Because
that's
it means enough people are listening.
It's great. Take my no money.
Yeah, well, we don't have any money, so they can't sue us for much anyway. But it means people are listening.
That's good.
And it's getting back to the MPAA. Like that time
we had
rate
us.
Complaint about an inappropriate joke when we started our radio show. And we celebrated.
Oh, yes.
Because it was someone other than Dad that was calling in.
Yeah. Great.
1999 for this one premiered at the Toronto International Film Festival. And then I got a bit release from there, including other festivals like Sundance, the Sydney Gay and Lesbian Mardi Gras Film Festival, and London Gay and Lesbian Film Festival.
Nice.
Yeah.
It is very much a queer cult thing. It's very 90s. Like, it just looks like a B-grade 90s movie. It sounds like a B-grade 90s movie.
Yep. It looks like it because you can see in a couple of scenes, they're like, oh, they couldn't afford to have lighting on this set.
Yeah.
There are a couple of ones where you're like, I'd kind of like to see the faces of the character in a little bit more detail here.
Yes. It was... I think it's a fun movie. I think where it kind of just gets a bit...
It does have little absurd moments.
There are some absurd moments, and a lot of the comedy is just... As much as it's trying to be satirical about...
Conversion.
Conversion and what makes someone gay... They do just then take the piss out of a lot of the stereotypes.
Yeah, and I think that's a balance thing. And I think it's hard to do... It's probably hard to do a gay movie in that time without taking the piss out of those stereotypes. I think like that's a thing. We just talked about it with The Birdcage last month at Pride, which was a couple of years before this. And we've also just talked about it with In and Out.
Yeah.
Like it was the thing of the time, the stereotypes. Like this is not long before Will and Grace starts.
Yeah.
And a bit of that early Will and Grace is making fun of stereotypes too.
Yeah.
And so I read a review recently about In and Out that as much as it is taking the piss out of the stereotypes and using that for humour, it shows a lot more acceptance and a bit of a change in society towards queer people. I don't think this does that. I'm getting a little bit off track. But I think taking the piss out of it's okay. In its own tongue-in-cheek, we're gays making fun of gays way.
Yeah. Sure.
Because it's not just like, oh, look at this one mincing around.
Well, it is.
There is that, but there's also what's your origin story?
What's your root?
What's your root?
Yeah.
Yeah, which watching it with an Australian audience,
Yeah.
different meaning.
Yeah.
What's your root? And that is taking the piss.
Yeah.
And so, but that's the satire, not the piss taking.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Are you going cross-eyed now?
I was just thinking what my route was. I watched it the other night. It was Ricky Martin. No, I think like it is good, and those bits are funny, but it's just like it's just cheap laughs. Sometimes it comes across as when one's clearly like, well, they're all gay.
Yes.
And you know, it was funny with the finding the roots and they're going around, what's yours? And then one of them is my mother got married in pants. That's why I'm a lesbian.
Well, I think that's the clever satire bit, because that's what all the straights say, dumb shit like that.
Yeah.
Like, oh, your mother accidentally put a pink top on you when you were 3 years old.
Yeah.
So now you're a gay.
And then when Natasha Lyonne says what hers is with her parents there, she said, it's because my dad didn't have a job and my mum had to work. And Kathy Moriarty was like, oh, well, that's it. You didn't know what gender roles were.
Yeah.
Basically. And he goes, your father was emasculated.
While they're sitting there.
Yeah, he's like, hang on a minute.
Which makes it great. There is also a little bit of cheap laughs in the stuff like Kathy Moriarty's son.
Yeah.
With the broom handle and stuff like that. Mm-hmm. And I think that together with, because that scene's very close to them trying to play football and ending up squealing like Nathan Lane.
Yeah.
And those are the cheap laughs, but there is the layer of satire as well, which is probably why it works.
Yeah.
Like I also watched the other night, Wedding Crashers. It doesn't have that other layer.
The fuck?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that other layer. It's just like jokes.
Yeah.
It's just like, let's let Vince Vaughn and Owen Wilson riff off each other about rooting chicks, but then actually falling in love.
Yeah, but I'm a Cheerleader is, you could, if you watched it and thought it was made in part by John Waters, nobody would call you stupid.
No.
Except it has cheap laughs, where I don't think John Waters films have cheap laughs. It's just like...
It has little sexual moments laugh, like the making out sounds in Hairspray. I don't know if that was in there for a laugh.
It probably was.
We did when we watched it live. Jamie Babbitt has said that they were inspired by John Waters.
Yep.
Undoubtedly.
It's pretty obvious.
And Barbie. Not the Barbie film.
Oh, by Margot Robbie.
The doll.
Yeah. Okay.
Obviously, there's lots of pink. And then they talked about the visual difference between like the dull colours of the straight life, her home life, and then the pink versus blue of the conversion camp, which she said was to try and highlight the falseness of heteronormativity.
Oh, God.
Of trying to fit someone into a gender role.
Okay.
By making them wear pink. Making them wear blue.
Well, it's funny in it. Then
uniform.
It's when they separate and the boys try to become masculine and the girls feminine.
Yeah.
And the girls change baby's diaper, wash dishes, and scrub the floor.
Yeah.
And then the boys attempt to play
football
and chop wood and fix a car.
Yeah. That's what gender roles are.
I can't do any of those things. The female I don't scrub my floor. I bought a robot vacuum.
Yeah, I could do those things.
But I'm not gonna.
I can do all of those things.
I mean, anybody can scrub a floor.
Yeah, I just don't
want
to.
If Cinderella can do it, I can do it. She couldn't even make a dress. She had to get fucking mice to help her.
You know what could have been a cheap laugh that they could have gone for? is one of the gays struggling to change the tire, and then one of the lesbians comes and does it for
Yeah,
them.
yeah.
That's a cheap laugh that they could have gone for, but I feel like that wouldn't have fit with the film.
No.
But it would have been another stereotype that we could have had. Good reviews overall
From the gays.
from the gays. 42% on Rotten Tomatoes.
This was pre-woke left.
That's true.
What did we call that media in the 90s? Queer media.
Queer
Like that
media.
woman who was holding space for Defying Gravity. She works in queer media. So she's seen it a lot. Is that still relevant? I don't know. Let me know.
Well, it'll be relevant in a few months when we get back to
When we-
October, November, and part 2 comes out.
I saw a thing the other day that was like, there's some Instagram account who I think just all they do is every month put out a thing being like,
How long till fall good?
Wicked is 9 months away. I'm like, great. Thank you for that.
So, but yeah, the gay media reviewed it positively.
Yeah.
And a website said the website is afterellen.com. So I don't know if it's like a show you watch after Ellen, or now that
No.
Ellen's been cancelled,
No.
we need to start a website.
I think they did it. Wait, did they do that recently?
Well, I don't know.
Or did they make that afterellen.com after Ellen came out on TV?
Oh, yeah.
Is that what they called it?
They wrote their review. They wrote their review in 2015
Oh, okay.
and said it was one of the 5 best lesbian movies ever made.
Okay, they'll put that blue is the warmest colour on there, who's nobody's ever seen, but apparently it's good. Anyway, maybe we'll do it at some point. I have a question.
Yes.
Our friend Roger Ebert, he said this about it, and I don't understand what he means. Right?
Okay.
He said, it feels like an amateur night version of itself, awkward, heartfelt, and sweet. Like, that half sounds good and half sounds bad.
So, yeah, the second half of that, awkward, heartfelt, and sweet.
Yeah.
Awkward isn't always a good thing, but together with heartfelt and sweet, that's a positive.
I think that's my Tinder profile, actually.
You're not heartfelt. And
That's true.
but it feels like an amateur night version of itself. Is that talking about the thing, like I said before, doesn't have a lot of lighting.
Or is it just so
And it's
obviously
basic.
cheap? Is that what
Yeah.
he means? Like it looks like it looks like it was made by amateurs. I guess what he's
It's
saying.
basic version of what this film could have been.
Okay.
But
But it's still heartfelt and sweet. But there are times where it's awkward.
also, New Line Cinema said he have $500,000 to make this movie. So it's never going to look professional.
Yeah, okay, that's true.
Compared to we've looked at American Pie. That was like a $13 million budget or something. Right. Now that's high.
That's pretty high.
3 or 4.
For having nobody in it.
Yeah, $3 or $4 million budget for American Pie.
Yeah.
Compared to $500,000 to make But I'm a Cheerleader.
Yeah.
But the magazine Curve called the film an incredible comedy that redefined lesbian film.
Oh.
What do you think's the most iconic scene?
I was thinking of I don't know. The end? No.
Oh, when they
do the wedding,
When
but
they
then
run
she
away
comes
together?
and saves her. Yeah.
or is it
Or is it?
when she's sitting in the circle and she realizes and she says,
Well, because she says,
I'm a lesbian.
but I'm a cheerleader, and that's the name of the film. I think it might be that, or The Intervention. That was funny as well, when it's like, you've been trying to make us eat tofu,
yeah,
and you listen to Melissa Etheridge.
yeah,
Which
stereotypes.
is quite two, like, red flags. Not red flags, because that would insinuate bad. But anyway, you know what I mean.
I'd say pink flags if it was for gays. What is it for lesbians? What's their color? Rainbow flags.
Okay. No, orange, white, and brown, or whatever their flag is. That made me sound so dismissive.
We should know. Apologies
Call a lesbian.
to our two
I don't
lesbian
know any.
listeners. We met a couple recently.
I know some lesbians.
Yeah, I know some. Good friends with some.
Yeah, it's like orange and pink and white.
Yeah, it is.
In future, we'll have a pull-down chart and go,
We
there
can
it
just
is
have-
there.
You know they used to have, like in Kmart, when movie poster selling used
Yeah,
to be
yeah,
a
yeah.
thing, that rack where you just flick and see if they've got any you want.
Yeah.
We're just going to go, oh, we're doing a lesbian film.
Which is appropriate because lesbians love flicking through a rack. Hey, boo jokes. I don't know if that's... I think the iconic scene's probably that bit where she admits that, I'm a lesbian. Yeah.
Or it's probably the ending. I do like the XX gays and their little military incursion.
Yeah.
And they do their little protest. Some of the slogans on the flags
Still
are
hold up.
hilarious. Like dicks are for chicks and ones like that. When they're protesting straights or however they're doing it.
Yeah.
But the XX gays are funny. And probably what didn't help its rating is that they took them to a gay bar called Cocksucker.
Yeah.
That probably didn't help the rating too much. And that has a couple of
Because
moments.
that's also not very inclusive.
No.
Like, what about the lesbians?
Well, yeah.
And most of the people that we saw in the bar were lesbians.
Well, and our two main characters that went to the bar
Yeah.
were lesbians.
And the third emo one.
Oh, the one that's into pain.
Yeah.
Which is a little interesting kink to have in this movie. Not kink shaming anyone.
Okay, great.
But it is interesting to have that in this movie.
We have basically offended lesbians. We can't kink shame as well.
We like lesbians.
Yeah, I love
some of them. Like
that's when I go.
Like any group, there are some we
I
like
was
and
just
some
going
we
to
don't
make a
like.
joke that would sound like a Will and Grace joke. I love lesbians. Who else is going to fix my car? Like that kind of sitcom-y.
That joke that we said was too stereotypical before when I made it.
I love lesbians. They help me all the time in Bunnings. That kind of thing. Yeah, cool.
That's But I'm a Cheerleader. It's funny.
I think it's the
story works
pretty
well.
good.
I think the acting works. The acting's good. It is a very good cast.
Look, RuPaul is not an actor, but he's pretty good in this.
I think so. It's their best acting next to Sabrina the Teenage Witch.
Actually, pretty good in the Brady Bunch movie.
Oh, yeah.
And pretty good when she acts like she makes the decisions on her own reality TV show.
Which one of those should I be like, you know, RuPaul, and instead of being, oh, yeah, from Drag Race, should it be, oh, yeah, from the Brady Bunch movie?
From the Love Shack film clip. Oh, RuPaul. Oh, from AJ and the Queen, which was a recent show that nobody watched.
I think I'm going to do the Brady Bunch movie. Because if I do But I'm a Cheerleader, people won't know that. So the obscurity would be too obscure.
Yeah.
And I can't do that one episode of ER.
Because RuPaul's not in ER yet.
That you've seen.
Well, we're up to season 12.
Yeah.
So
there's, 8 to go?
No, 3.
Oh, no, that's Grey's Anatomy.
Grey's Anatomy's still going. It's
gone on way
can't
too
do
long.
it. Anyway, it's very good. The acting's very good. The writing is very clever.
I think the story is very good in terms of like, it's not sending an actual lesbian to camp. It's sending someone who people think is a lesbian, but she thinks she's straight to conversion.
Yeah, okay. Where everybody else is like full knows who they are.
No, but if the movie started with Clea Duvall's character being sent to conversion camp, that becomes a different story.
Yeah.
We don't have that realization of, actually, there is a reason I'm a cheerleader, and it's not to support my football playing boyfriend.
Yeah.
It's to catch the panties that are flying above me. And a lot of that, I think, comedy is lost if it's more a Clea Duvall's character being sent off.
Yeah.
So I think that's clever.
Because she's still like not a rebel. Whereas Clea Duvall and the emo one, very much like a rebel.
They're just like, fuck it, I'm a lesbian. I'm just doing this to appease my parents.
Yeah.
Whereas I think it highlights, without getting story nerdy, I think it highlights the ridiculousness of conversion therapy the fact that at conversion therapy is when she realizes she's a lesbian.
Well, and then they put them all in the same bedroom together.
That was the first thing I said to you when we watched it. I said, why would you not put a boy and a girl in the same bedroom?
Yeah, and just make them sleep in the same bed together.
Yeah, but at least, like, there's a chance that they might sleep together
Yeah.
rather than sneaking off to the office like the two boys do to make out.
Mm.
And then one of them gets sent home and one of them ends up locked
Dolph gets sent home.
in the doghouse.
Literally.
Yeah, locked in there. It's a good movie.
It is
I
good.
like it.
It's nice, easy watch. There are a
funny.
few ha-ha moments, but it's other than that, it's just like, yay.
Do you think the straights would like it?
Some, yeah.
Woke left straights, I think, would like it.
Oh, allies would love it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because that's what the A stands for, yeah?
Yeah, allies.
It doesn't. I know that it doesn't. I think, yeah, the woke left and the allies would like it
Yeah.
because it would also then show us that they understand us
Oh, yeah.
by watching
And that's all
this
they
film.
want to do.
That's what they want to do. They're very... I have ally friends. We have ally friends. But I'm glad we don't have any that are like, I support you friends. You know, like those
Okay.
ones. We just have people who are our friends.
Yeah, okay.
Not
I don't
like-
have a friend that I'm going to talk to about
No.
shit.
Not,
I don't know what I was going
not
to say
someone that's just like, oh, I heard there's this movie Queer coming out. I'm going to go and watch it.
then. Yeah, okay.
Like, we don't have those friends.
Yeah.
Are like, oh, I'm going to watch Love, Simon, because I really want to understand what it was like for you in high school.
We just have straights that love going to Pride of Our Footscray.
Yeah.
Yeah.
At random moments.
And then getting a text message from them while I'm in bed.
If you are a straight listener
Yep.
wants to come to Pride of Our Footscray, you're welcome to meet us there for our live event,
You are.
which our next one is. You've just missed In and Out,
Oh.
but our next one is the Rocky Horror Picture Show,
Yes.
which you can come along to and dress up. Just off camera is my Frank N. Furter costume ready
Yep.
to go. So I'll get the legs out for that. And
Great.
so tickets are on sale for that at prideofourfootscray.bar/events or at 2out3brothers.com/RP live
Yeah.
if you want to come and see us
It's going to
live.
be a fun one.
Is there anything else you want to say about I'm A Cheerleader?
No, it's good. I really did like it. And I haven't seen Clea Duvall in much, but I feel like this is very much her niche.
Yeah. And she gets it, as we said about Happiest Season,
Yeah.
that she directed that we watched last year at a live event.
Yeah. But no, it's good. If you haven't seen it, go see it.
Yeah, if you're an ally that wants to understand what conversion therapy is definitely not like,
Yeah.
then go and see it. If you're a fan of Rufio from the Hook movie, go and see it because this is probably his only other major credit.
And feel free to message us on the socials and tell us, what was your route?
Thanks for listening to another episode of Rainbow Popcorn, 2 out of 3 brothers reviewing queer cinema and camp classics. We'll be back next week. Jump on the link in the episode description to buy tickets to our next live event. Thank you, Brett.
Thanks, Lee.